and I have also trained in concepts of Chinese medicine, which relate to the fascia because the meridians, energy meridians, run in the fascia. I'm just going to change the angle there a little bit. Okay, so these two meridians that we're working today are specific to the season we're in, the season of summer. It's the fire element, and the San Jiao is an energetic meridian and organ system that we don't know in Western medicine. It's not understood because what I believe Chinese medicine knew thousands of years ago is that the fascia was always there, and I believe they refer to it as the San Jiao because it's called the organ that connects everything. And the energy meridians are housed in the fascia. So the San Jiao meridian is said to be responsible for our respiration, digestion, and elimination. But there's a whole lot more. It also is responsible for our lymphatic system. So a lot of us know the importance of working with our lymphatic drainage protocols, but you also want to work with the fascia because the lymph lives there. So we're going to manage ourselves, find a way onto the floor, or you could be working on a chair. So if you're on a chair, you can prop a couple of blocks or just work on the surface of the chair. Land your arms on the block. So this is the positioning on the chair. If you're on your mat, same positioning, but we're just bringing our arms down to the blocks, or you can be on the mat. I like the blocks. It brings the surface of the floor up a little bit. So in this method, we create engagement. We contract, we find engagement, and here we're going to pull the elbows back towards the knees. And with that contraction engagement, we keep it now, and we send the bum back towards the heels. Release, come forward, pull those elbows back, keep pulling elbows back as you send the bum back towards the heels. Release, come forward, pull the elbows back, keep that engagement as you send bum back. Please try this out. Please don't just watch. It's fun to watch, but give it a try. Elbows are pulling back towards the knees. Keep that engagement as you send bum back towards the heels. We let it go to come forward. Each time you come forward, try to bring the head a little more forward of the hands as you pull back and slide back. Release, come forward, pull those elbows back, slide back. So we're now working the Sanjao meridian. As I said, it's responsible for the lymph flow in our bodies and managing those compartments of our respiration, digestion, and elimination. It's also a very instinctive flow. I call them flows, these movements. If you watch our animals, this is very much like how animals stretch. They put their paws on the floor, they pull, engage, and then they create this lengthening. Never, ever, ever do they do this and just hang out in end range and dump into an end range and wait for that sensation of stretching, what we call, which is actually over time detrimental to our tissues. So stay with another few of these, pulling the elbows back. This is a beautiful flow to keep our immune system nice and vibrant as well. It's like our first line of defense associated with this skin, our outer defense of our skin, as anything is coming towards us, any pathogens, or also energetically things that we don't want to absorb, right? What's inside of us versus all of the stuff out there that sometimes people bring our way. We create this force field, so to speak, and enhance our energy of that external defense. So since doing this work, my immune system is on fire. I fight off so much because you can improve all of the different functions of your systems in your body, like your immune system, your digestive system, lymphatic, nervous system, respiratory system. They are all living in your fascia. Your fascia is not just some places and not in other places. It is literally everywhere in your body, and it penetrates, embeds, surrounds, protects, holds, separates everything that needs to be. Two more. Pulling back, slide back. And one more, you've got it. Good. Sit up on your blocks and just notice how that feels. So just take a little break and notice. You can sit on your mat as well, but I like to sit up on a couple of blocks and just sense how that feels, the energy moving in your arms and your shoulders. And turn your head left and right and just see how that feels. Feels kind of nice. Good. And we're going to return to one that we did the other day in the live and bring it back to you so you can remember it, revisit, try it again, but we're going to work from the floor. So we're going to bring the right leg up and we tuck the right elbow inside the right knee. So the engagement here, or the resistive tension that we want to create, is keeping the fist up in space. It doesn't want to move. We come around with the left hand, take the back of the wrist, try to keep this one upright, and we push down. And then let all that tension go. Go again. Resist here. Right fist wants to stay up, pardon me, and the left pumps down. So the right wants to win, it's trying to stay up, and the left will win. So we create an appropriate amount of resistive force, which is the contraction, the engagement. So here you can feel your back of your shoulder really engaged very nicely. Resist, push down, let it go. And we only create that resistance in one direction. And what that's doing is every time we create this contraction, resistance, and create now an elongation or expansion in the tissue, in the myofascia, those fascial fibers start to reconfigure, become reorganized, allow for more slide and glide in the body, and so we start to feel better in our bodies, which we want. We feel more spacious. It feels lighter. You feel like you get a spring in your step again. You feel more youthful. You actually just feel more youthful in your body. Who doesn't want that? Good. Bring the fist forward. If you look at little kids, that's what they're doing. They're bouncing around. They have a skip in their step. They have a lot of bounciness. And we start to lose that with age, and we feel like everything is compressed and everything is stiff and tight, and the joint spaces start to feel sticky, and if not sticky, they become painful. And then we're told to do a lot of strength training to strengthen weak muscles. That's the message we tend to get from physical therapists. And what I hear from my clients, my members all the time, is that it doesn't help. It just makes them feel like they're in more pain. Sometimes it helps. Sometimes people get relief, but more often than not, that's why I get people coming to me, because they've tried everything. And it's not that we have weak muscles, it's that we have dense fascia. I'm now moving my fist towards my belly and just taking some angles. So I'm bringing the fist towards me and then away from me, but I'm still resisting the movement. So I'm trying to not make the movement with the right hand, but the left will win. Resisting, you can see there's force, there's resistance. And a few more, let's bring the fist towards the belly 2 more times. Good. Roll it out, shake it out. Notice your shoulders. Check out my right shoulder, see how it's nicely softened down. Look over your right shoulder, look over your left. I'm hoping you did it. Report in the chat, did you do it? So what does it feel like on the right? It feels like something's been taken away. Stuff has been freed up. So this is the feeling. It's a subtractive feeling that you get, like something is now out of the way, and it's that sticky density that was in the way. We start to clear it up, and we feel so much more spacious, and we get naturally stronger. Most of us are already strong. Fascia is getting in the way because it's not being taken care of, because we've never been taught how to take care of it, ever. When have you been taught? You are right now. Okay, left knee comes up, we'll come to the left side, And the left arm wants to stay upright. Right hand comes around and takes the back of the wrist where your watch would sit, and you're trying to stay upright with the left, and you pump down. I wish I could see you doing it, because one, it's fun to see you doing it, and two, if you weren't quite getting it, I could help you out. But here we are, this is how it works. So resisting up with the left, pushing down. This is working with the small intestine meridian in Chinese medicine, another fire element organ. So we did San Jiao, and this is small intestine. They are both yang meridians. And this one helps with, of course, digestion and assimilating our nutrients, and especially proteins. It helps to separate, as Chinese medicine would say, separate the pure from the impure. And having that strong small intestine qi will really benefit your digestion. And many of us are feeling like we have bloating, indigestion, gas, burping, hiccups, acid reflux, you name it. So I think most of us feel like we can improve our digestion. My digestion has also improved doing this work, resist and push down. There's not much that hasn't improved, because again, everything is housed in the fascia. And so when you're changing the fascia and engaging these areas where the meridians of energy are living, so to speak, there's these fascial rivers. I'm moving the fist away from me now. And this is the fascial river of the small intestine meridian. And so we're activating that qi, that life force that flows through this area of the body. And so we're getting a direct interface with that energy. And we have these energy meridians that run in the arms and in the legs, and they are related to different organs in the body. So we can have this direct impact. And even if you've had a specific organ removed, like if you've had your gallbladder removed, for instance, let's do 3 more. 3, resist, 2, and 1. If you've had your gallbladder removed, you still have the energy meridian. And so you can still work with the gallbladder meridian, which runs on the outer side of the leg from the 4th toe up the outside of the leg, comes up the side of the body, does a little zigzag, comes up over the shoulder, runs into the side of the head. And when we have tightness in this specific fascial river, we can get a lot of migraines. We start taking care of the fascia there, and we can get relief from migraines. But you still have that energy meridian, so you can still influence it and help the liver, which will then pick up more responsibility, because that's its combined or its balanced organ. Gallbladder and liver balance each other. So we're in summer, and we just did small intestine, and we did Sanjao. Let's do a little pericardium for the front of the chest. So this one's really, really easy. We just come to our bums. We did heart the other day. So if you want to do the other one, we have 4 organs in the summer season, and that's specific to summer. All of the other seasons have 2 organs, a yang, a yin, and summer has 4, 2 yin, 2 yang. So this is pericardium. It's called the heart protector in Chinese medicine. We place our hands on the sides of our hips, just outside our hips, just a little bit behind our bums, like maybe a couple of inches. So you guys may know this movement, or this version of a movement, from yoga or other stretching, where you do this, okay? And you come up into a reverse plank. That's the idea, but we're never going to end range, and we're not gonna lift our bum here. We're not gonna put that pressure in the wrists. Instead, we're gonna change the tissue in the pec here, in the front of the arms, without creating that pressure in the wrists and without end range. Okay, so again, hands just behind the bum, just outside the hips. We take a bend in the elbow. So you let the elbows bend, and you can allow the shoulders to roll in. We push the hands down into the floor. There's a plane flying by, so I'm gonna just let that go, because it's gonna be noisy. There we go. Push the hands into the floor, and as if they could slide towards the feet. That's the energy engagement that you're creating, hands pushed down and forward. So you push them down and forward, and now you begin to guide the sternum forward, as if someone's guiding it with this golden cord up towards where the wall and the ceiling meet. And you're very slow and mindful with it, because we're not trying to go again into this, ooh, I feel it end range sensation. That's what we've been doing for our whole lives in gym class, in stretching classes, and that creates a lot of disturbance in the joint structures. It creates a lot of micro tears and dysfunction, and over time, pain and more stiffness. If you've ever noticed that when you do a really yummy yoga class, and I'm not saying don't do yoga, if you want to do it, but take care of your fascia. But that you may feel really stiff the next day, and it's because the body has to repair all of those little tears, micro tears with fascia to protect the spaces, the joint spaces. It's like little band-aids, but over time they become thick. So what does that feel like? It feels like stiffness. And then over time it can become painful because you're restricted by the fascia. So resisting and drawing the sternum forward. And again, bring the elbows back, bend elbows, bring the back body down, push hands down and forward, and start to guide the chest up. So you can lift the bum if you want. You don't have to, but you can. But if you're doing that, you still want to push those hands down and forward, down and forward, down and forward, and keep that resistance as you lift. I tend to not do that very often. I just stick with this version. So the pericardium is this protective sac around the heart. We'll just do a couple more. And it's said to help protect the heart from shock, from injury, and also from being too exposed. So having the right amount of tautness around the heart to allow love in, but not to be too vulnerable, not to be taken advantage of, but not to be too restricted so that you're not allowing love in. So love experiences, emotional vulnerability, just the right amount, but it also protects the heart on a more physical, physiological basis as well. So we just did pericardium. And there we are. And we did small intestine today and San Jiao. So I'd love for you guys, if you tried it, to chime in and let me know how it feels. We can do a little check-in looking left and right and moving the shoulders. When I teach classes on Zoom, and I teach twice a week, Thursday mornings, Sunday mornings, and then all the recordings go into our Fascia FLO site. I do a little check-in before, so we lie down on the mat, we check in with the neck, the hips, the shoulders, and then we do so again after class. And there's always this like wow sensation after, because you get to experience that, again, subtractive quality of what's now not there. We're usually adding stuff to the body, right? Strength training and running and doing all these things, but this takes away stuff that we don't really want there anymore, because it frees things up and you feel really good. Okay, I want to come up and see if there's any questions. And if you noticed anything. So as I said in my last video, I'm now almost 56, and this has changed my body so much. It also affects your face, because when you have tight fascia in the back body, where we have the most tight fascia in the back body, it starts to pull and that tension relays into the face. All of our fascia, of course, it's connected. We're one whole being, right? We grow in the round, and every single thing in the body is connected. So if we have a restriction, and you can imagine we have this restriction here in the, let's say it's in the hip, and that's where the restriction is, but you can see it's radiating throughout other areas. So we may feel pain here, but that's not where the pain's coming from. There's a restriction here that's causing the pain here, or here, or here, or the tautness, the tension. So when we change the fascia everywhere in the body, it relays everywhere in the body. So when we change the tissue here in the pec as we just did, that starts to loosen, change the tautness in the neck. So your neck becomes more smooth and you get more smoothness in your face. So it's very holistic. It's everywhere in the body. Yeah, I just want to see.